Alright, I noticed something in the chart for Donald Trump and the eclipse that's happening on August 21st. What you have here, this is what a lot of people are looking at. On the inner circle here, you have the chart for Trump and his Greece. And I should explain, every time I get anywhere near Trump's energy, if I'm trying to kind of feel that energy, all I can really feel is this giant, these big globs of grease in his upper chest. And it's not nice grease either, like olive oil. It's like the nasty stuff you scrape up off the floor of a fast food restaurant. Anyway, so this inner chart, the inner wheel is the chart of Trump and his Greece, and then the outer wheel is the eclipse on August 21st. All right, and here's the eclipse, and it's right on Trump's ascendant, and it's in the same place as his Mars. Alright, fine. And people have also talked about how Saturn is going to be exactly conjunct his moon, which is opposite his sun because he was born during an eclipse. Okay, that's well and good. I was looking at some other charts, and I left some things in when I flipped back to this one. And what I found, well, of course, there's Regulus here, which I always find funny because Regulus literally means the little king. And it's right on his ascendant, so that's what people see. And it's associated with the color gold. So that's what people see, that in Trump and his Greece. So there's that there, and of course, because of where it is in the sky, the eclipse is going to... They used to say of an eclipse that it's the light's going out in heaven. And that's going to happen right around Regulus as well, So that's there, but the other thing I noticed is down here, because not only is Saturn in the exact same place, going to be in exactly the same place as his moon, but so is Lilith. And for the chart, the eclipse happens at 2:30 p.m., and this just happens to be Washington, D.C. Trump's Lilith is exactly in the same place as the ascendant of the eclipse itself. And also the point of fortune is there, but it's just so strange to me that these are exact. Both of them. It's a double whammy, in a sense. So, Lilith was the first wife of Adam, and Lilith is usually associated with a wildness and untamed energy. So I thought that was interesting and maybe a little worrying. So I wanted to mention that because no one else seems to be talking about it, and I wonder how that's going to affect things. Now, as far as when is all of this going to play out, well, one of the things is that the eclipse it's on his ascendant, but everything is still a little bit in the 12th house, which is a hidden house, where things remain hidden. And it's only when things move into the first house that they come out into the world and are seen and what have you. Well, one thing I had heard about was with eclipses is that at the next full moon, that can often be the first real show of the energy of an eclipse. So that is going to be on the 6th of September. And right when that happens, of course Regulus, but also Trump's Mars are going to be exactly on his ascendant. His Mars moves into his first house exactly on the next full moon on September 6th. So I'm going to be watching the news, keeping an eye out on September 6th, wondering on the 6th or the 7th or what have you, what lunacy, since we're talking about a full moon, what lunacy might we be dealing with? So, On a slightly different topic, I wanted to mention a couple things about progressions that I noticed. I'll keep it short. Depending on where your sun is when you're born, you are so many degrees away from the next sign. And in progress charts, 1 degree with the sun usually equals 1 year. So you move forward, and since he was born in 1946, you kind of add just over 7 years, so something may have happened there, who knows. Then you add 30 years, and his sun would have progressed into Leo. Well, that would have happened in 1986. Kind of interesting. At that progression, his ascendant moved into Libra, and the sun, and strangely enough, if we've got the sun, we've got Saturn, we've got the point of fortune all moving into Leo. So from that point on, I mean, he had just, if I remember my dates, he had his first 3 children. He was really, he was feeling his kingship. He was feeling it. He was coming into, being a king, living like a king, seeing himself as a king. And for the next 30 years, he was likely to carry that. So let's see, if we add 30 years, 86, 96. Oh, so that would give us a little unimportant year that kids like to call 2016. So in 2016, his sun moved out of Leo into Virgo. And the funny thing about Virgo is that Virgo is very exact, but it also has a lot of, it certainly has a lot more self-doubt than Leo. And I find it funny that Regulus is here too, because, I can just imagine, I mean, it's right there, and I can just imagine, Regulus is being dragged out of Leo into Virgo, probably going, no, I forbid it, because he's the king, and he's the little king, and the sun has been happy in Leo, which is its sign, but now it's moving into Virgo, which is not going to feel great. I looked at that and I thought, that's interesting, because at this point, for 2016 on January 1st, it's still in 29 degrees and change of Leo. So let's have a look at the actual presidential election on the 9th of November 2016. And, oh, look at that. It has actually moved into Virgo, which is a new chapter. So every time the progress in a progress chart, when the sun moves into a new sign, it's a big change. It's a big new thing in your life. And also on that date, his midheaven was about to move into Leo, and this is your public image and your status. But I do find it interesting that for 30 years, that he has really, he's had his sun in Leo, and he's been the little king, and he has done his thing, but now it's moving into a new thing that isn't as grandiose. I mean, Virgo definitely has its wonderful sides. You can think of different countries have different signs. I mean, America is Cancer, England is Capricorn, but actually Japan is Virgo. You see that beautiful design work and attention to detail and manners, and there are magnificent things. The Japanese art is beautiful, and there are these magnificent things about Virgo. But yeah, watching Trump moving into that energy, I don't see him being enthused about that. So, and also in your own chart, have a look at your progress chart. I get these off of astro.com. They're free. Just sign up for a free account, put in your information, and you can just run a progress chart. And when you see your sun about to move into a new sign, or major things moving into a new sign, it can quite often mean a new big chapter in your life. And especially the sun moving, because it only happens once every 30 years. And just for fun, when my sun first went into the next sign, it went into Sagittarius, and literally a couple of months after this happened, my family was transferred overseas, and I ended up going to a British school and basically going on this, Sagittarius being the sign of travel, went on this huge foreign adventure. So that was good and bad and wonderful and horrible, but it was a big change. And so, yeah, but the problem is you add 30 years to that, and this is today. This is my progress chart today. Yeah, I'm not worried. Yeah. So, anyway, just wanted to share all of that since other people don't seem to be talking about it. But I think the big thing is adding in Lilith, way back to when we were talking about wild and free Lilith, having that exact on the eclipse, it's untamed energy. And it's not like it's not like Trump and his Greece don't have a lot of that in the first place. So, thanks for watching.